good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Chris, and I'm dialing in from Johannesburg, South Africa. And welcome to the Team 333 training session on Thursday, the 18th of July. And tonight on the silver screen, we have Desiree Skitter calling in from Centurion, or you're in Midrand. You're in Midrand. Midrand, right next to Centurion, Midrand, Johannesburg. And tonight, Desiree is going to be talking about the product, which is the most important thing. We're all talking about patches, and we're talking about this beautiful industry that we are in called network marketing. And I'm so grateful that David Schmidt made the decision 20 years ago on what industry to use to get this product into the marketplace. And he couldn't have chosen a most beautiful industry. And Desiree and I, we met 18 months ago, right in the beginning of the journey. When we got started with LifeWave 18 months ago, people thought that we were absolutely crazy. Thinking, come on, please put a sticker on your body and this is what's going to happen. So it was, in the beginning, it was a little bit challenging because what we were talking about was Star Trek stuff out of this world. And as the time starts going on, we're starting to get the awareness out there, and people are starting to become a lot more receptive to this amazing technology. And Desiree, when I saw her last week at a physical meeting, I'm blown away, absolutely blown away. You've knocked off 20 years of your age compared to when we first met. You are literally de-aging in front of our eyes. I think we all are. I get a lot of comments of people saying to me, Chris, you're taking Botox. I'm like, nope, I just use patches. And, there's certain people
I don't need Botox.
No, exactly. And, there's just certain people that you just connect with.
Yes.
And Desiree, you one of them. We just connected on that same page the very first time we met. Because you know what, you're a veteran, you've been in the industry for quite a while, and everything that you've learned during your couple of years, you're putting it all into practice now. And this is such an amazing journey. So Desiree did an amazing talk at our convention for 10 minutes. It was a very short time frame. I got a lot of people doing small talks, and then people said, Chris, there's so much amazing info. So what I've been doing every week is getting everybody to come and do the extended version of the training they did. So do you want to talk, and then I'll open up the slides? Do you want to just introduce yourself and take it away?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for inviting me this evening. I'm quite excited because, as you say, this journey has taught us a lot. So I might have been a veteran, but this particular company has taken us to a different level. And not only mentally, but physically, psychologically, spiritually. We've all had to grow, and we've all grown together. And as you said, what it's done is it's pulled us all together, and we're able to learn from each other. And that, for me, is the strength of our company, actually. And I'm also eternally grateful to Wilson, who persisted on that particular day when I was feeling so ill, to come and patch me. And then to meet you, and then our journey has just been amazing. It's changed my life, and we'll talk about that in a while. But just to say that I'm eternally grateful to David Schmidt as well. Are you there, Chris?
Oh, sorry, I was busy talking. Oh, there we go. I was also just saying, just so grateful for David Schmidt. He's just made such a big difference in people's lives around the world. And I think the exciting part is we're just in the beginning. We're just in the beginning.
We're just in the beginning.
There we go.
So just to introduce myself shortly, is that I'm turning 70 this year, Chris. I know you keep on saying I'm 20 years younger. I feel 15, not quite 20 yet, years younger. I do feel it. And I've been sick most of my life. You'll see through my slides as we go along. serious illnesses, not just a flu or anything. And for the first time in my life, I am so healthy that I can't believe I'd gone through that walk in life. And I just want to share this with everybody because it's on all levels. It's not just one level that I've improved my health and my wellness. It's on all my different levels, including maturity, by the way. So can we go to our next slide? Are we ready?
Go.
So, Chris, the thing we often miss is the fact that we need to say that we are not doctors. I just want to reiterate that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I've studied reflexology, aromatherapy. I've done volt testing and skio, but I'm not a doctor. And anybody that has a serious condition must take it into consideration that their healthcare provider is part of their routine. Would you agree? Okay. So my question to everybody online is, have you been patched yet? Have you been patched today? Why? Because we need to elevate and activate and regenerate our own stem cells. So if you have a look at Elevate, David Schmidt in 2004 elevated, designed and brought to market the energy enhancing patch. And this patch was used through a doctor introducing to another doctor, etc., to the US Olympics swimming team. They broke all their records, Chris. And imagine now, everybody, all right, saying that's not possible. They can't all take all the records home. So they withheld the medals, and David Schmidt had to fly over and prove that there was nothing transdermal. Eventually, through testing, etc., they were given their medals. They were awarded their medals, and rightly so. Then, of course, we've got Serena Williams, and you can see on her hands as well. She also uses the energy enhanced patches. And this was the beginning of our wonderful Dr. Schmidt and his teams in the walk to stem cells. So in the new English Journal of Medicine, it stated that the one indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of stem cells in your bloodstream. I only learned recently that that was so. Can you believe that? I've done anatomy and physiology for years, and I actually didn't know that. I thought they were just a little cell that was duplicated in your body, only to find out that it's got to be in your blood. So let's talk about the stem cell. The stem cell has the ability to specialize, duplicate, reset, and repair. And it's the most amazing gift. And if you look at a cell, a single cell, you'll see on one of the slides, what do you see? You see light. That's what you see in the cell. And for me, that's so amazing that this light in this cell has the ability to repair any of your organs. Next slide, please. So just to show you my walk and my journey, this is I just took pictures from my wedding to Joss when I was a young girl in my 30s, and to see that I learned from there on that life is a precious, precious gift. It's a gift, and don't take it for granted. And we don't realize that our bodies are the outer clothes of our spirit, because we are light beings. There's the spirit over there on my slide. It's just to show you that we are full of energy. And if you look at the slide below, where you can see the live blood analysis of somebody local, and you can see that the cells are all clumped there. So that is an indication of a problem. And 10 minutes after taking the patch, or not taking it, but patching, she then had them all working normally, and you can see the light. You can actually see the light. So if you have a look at I was very, very ill. I just recovered from cancer the 3rd time, and I just wasn't getting better. You can see I was swollen, bloated. It was terrible. Couldn't find out what was wrong with me. Then it was this, then it was that. And slowly I got patched. And over there, the 3rd slide on the bottom, you can see I went to, where did we go to that mall, Chris? Where was that mall where we stood
That
on
was
our stand?
in Morningside.
Morningside Mall.
Yeah.
And you can see already the texture of my skin has improved. My eyes have improved. I'm not so swollen. And this was taken, the last one over there was taken about 3-4 weeks ago. And since then, I've actually lost more weight. Now, the weight, if you look at it, you can see that actually it's not weight, it's swelling. And I just want to show you that actually the inner energy and your blood, and that's when the stem cells started making sense to me. Thank you, Chris. Next slide. This is just a short medical history. I just wanted to bring to attention the things that I've traveled a lot. I was a flight attendant, and I traveled mostly in Africa, but also in Europe and in Pakistan. And so I had a lot of different things going wrong with me. And of course, the lifestyle is not exactly common. The lifestyle is quite hectic, actually. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, Chris. So let's talk about the stem cell now. The fewer the stem cells you have in your body, the faster you age and the slower you heal. That makes sense now. Because what happens is when you are born, you have billions of little cells, all furiously making you bigger and better and stronger. You hit 30, and guess what happens? Your stem cells stop being as active. They stop reproducing. They slow down. They become dormant. Now, how many of us on this call are past 60? I think quite a few of us. And if you look at the percentage of only 10% of active stem cells when you're 60, it's really scary. At the age of 70, this is what we are seeing locally today. We're seeing a lot of people aging or aging too quickly. And it's not just spiritually, it's not just mentally, it's not just emotionally, it's an overall thing. So why are we not using and sharing the X39 if we can reverse this whole process? We can heal, we can restructure, we can reset, as long as we start looking at our inner light. So over there on the right-hand side, you'll see where all the clinical trials were taken, which was at the back of the neck, as well as below the belly button. I've also put a picture of a healthy person there, because a healthy person might need a little help because they push their bodies further than we would normally do. All athletes do. And she's definitely either gymming, running, or she's athletic, you can see. Then I put in a picture of my gardener, funnily enough, and he is sickly, and he had a very weird thing happen to him. He started bleeding out of one nostril, the nostril where the aeon is at the moment, and he bled badly for 5 days. We went to the clinic, they sent him home with Panado. Then I sent him, said, go to the doctor. Then he made an appointment and they told him he needed 450 Rand, which he didn't have. Doesn't phone me. Anyway, the next day on the Wednesday, so this is from Saturday, he started bleeding. With the Wednesday, I phoned to find out what the doctor said, because it could be a number of things if it's such bad bleeding. And he said, no, they didn't have enough money and he's dying. And I mean, he lost a lot of blood. So I went into my little toolbox. Thank you for the toolbox. And I started doing research on the products because it's now a different thing to just rejuvenating and repairing. So I learned that I used a glutathione on the leg, inside of the leg, an Aeon on the side where his nose was bleeding, and an X39 on the other side of his neck. And it stopped the bleeding within 10 minutes, and he never bled again. So for me, get to know the product. Next slide. What's very important to me, and I think we don't emphasize it enough, is the 90-day protocol. You know, we live in a very, very fast society, wouldn't you say, Chris? It's a very
Completely.
fast society.
Oh, I love this slide because we talk about realistic expectations, and people have got to be
Correct.
realistic. Where I get some people saying, give me 2 or 3 patches, let me try it.
Yes.
I don't give it to them because you just cannot do that, because if they put 2 or 3 patches on and nothing happens, they're going to say, oh, these patches, what a load of rubbish. And we have to talk about the 90-day protocol more often. So I'm so glad you brought this slide up, actually.
Yes. And the thing is that, I often say to people, if it takes one cell 9 months to make a baby, why would you think 3 little patches are going to do anything? It might make you feel a little bit better or get rid of the pain for a little while, but it can't actually help your body heal. You have to help your body. So with this, it's very exciting because after the 90-day protocol for myself, I started repairing from passing over 20 stones, kidney stones and gallstones. So it took me 90 days to actually start repairing properly. As well as, of course, the very important thing of the carrier and the communicator in this body, which is water. Water is so, so important. And where you wear your patches is also quite important. Everybody says, stick it anywhere. Right. If you look at the technology behind the patches, any of the patches, doesn't matter which patch, you will see that they are on meridian points. They are on actual points. It'll be a kidney point, or it'll be, so those 2 points are where the energies all meet and divide and treat your body from. And if you've done anything like acupuncture or massage, anything like that, reflexology, you'll understand the technology behind that. So the communicator, which holds the energy and the what's the word? The
Frequency.
message, okay, the electrical message is water. Now, if you are 70 to 80% of water, okay, and you don't drink water because you don't like the taste, and I get that a lot. I don't know if you do. Do you, Chris?
I just say put some
You do,
lemon,
yes.
squeeze a lemon in it, or just put something.
Do whatever, but change the structure. But the thing is that dehydration, I think, is worse than any of the other diseases, to be honest with you, because you can't flush, you can't, your kidneys can't work properly, your liver can't work properly, all your organs can't work properly. So what happens is it starts leaching in different areas. Now your brain is the greediest of the lot. So the first place the water is going to go is there, and it doesn't care about the rest. Okay, so if you treat yourself well and eat properly and drink the amount of water you should, and do a little bit of exercise and look after your spiritual health, you're on the road to success. So the general information about water quality is quality of water. So make sure that your water is of a good quality and you're not drinking something like cholera, okay? and that you are hydrated. So the general consensus is that it's 300 mils of water per 10 kilo weight. So if you are 70 kilos times 300 mil, it's 2.1 liters a day. Now, everybody will tell me, oh, I'm drinking tea. Okay. How are you drinking your tea? Is it with milk and sugar? Okay. So if it's with milk and sugar and you're having 10 cups of tea a day, how do you think the body, how fast and how long must the body work to actually get that water out that they need? So I always say to somebody, yes, lemon, a little bit of honey, salt, and bicarb. Those act as an electrolyte. Would you agree with that?
Completely. And you know, something that popped into my mind while you're talking now, I'm sure every single person sitting on this call tonight, you either own a car or you've owned a motor vehicle, a car in your life. And what I find quite interesting is we spend more money on our cars than we do
Yes,
on ourselves,
on our body.
because you might be still paying the car off. You insure it. Why do you pay insurance every month on your car? Right? So that's a payment you're doing. Then you've got to put petrol or diesel into your car to get you from A to Z. It's not just going to go on its own. And then what happens is that little warning comes on that says you need to service your car. So what do? We take the car in to get new oil put in, new spark plugs, oil filter, air filter. And that's when we talk about the water is your filtration system, because once you've taken your car in for service and they've replaced all of those filters, it's like your body drinking water to flush out all the rubbish. And then your car performs at an optimum level. So our bodies, from like an analogy point of view, related to your car, and then you want to put new tires on and that type of thing. So our bodies are exactly the same. We need to, every time you're thinking about any expense that you're having within your own body, it's going to give your body more mileage so you can do more miles healthily. So, yeah, you got to look after yourself as we do our cars, you know.
And it's not about longevity, Chris. It's actually more about wellness, you know. Um, let's have
Having
a
a
look at
healthy
self-healing.
lifestyle. Yeah, yeah, living healthily. No, completely.
Yes, exactly. And initially it's a pivot because we're all sugarholics and all of us, and we smoke and we drink and we do all these things and we become couch potatoes. I know a lot of people who have leg problems and hip problems, but they will not walk. How are you going to get anything moving if you don't have circulation going? You have to have circulation going. So over here, I just love old David over here. David over here suffers from vertigo, and he's a friend of Wilson's, in fact, and he comes from the UK. And he's been on X39 for 3 months. And vertigo is actually a immune disease or illness of the skin. And look how he's responded. I mean, it's just amazing. And look at the smile. What all I see in all our pictures is just the eyes, and we'll discuss that in a moment. Because if we look at the other gentleman with vertigo, he had it just as badly. And you can see the man is not a happy chappy. He's not wanting to look up. He doesn't want to smile. He feels embarrassed. And if you speak to people with vertigo, you will see that they will shy away because they're so self-aware of what their body looks like. And if only we start looking at ourselves like that, maybe we'll change our bad habits. Like a diabetic that will drink half a bottle of whiskey at night. And I'm like, okay. How much sugar do you think you've had just before going to bed? Okay. Oh, I'll inject myself. Okay. The other side effect or benefit is this hair growth thing. Now, I've experienced that in my own family. Now, does it mean that everybody's hair is going to do what these gentlemen said? That no, it's not. It doesn't mean it at all. But Kenneth started balding in his 20s. That's my son. And he bald across the top here. And it's taken him a while, 18 months, but Kenneth's got hair again. And it's dark, yes. So that's just a side effect or a benefit, shall we call. The other benefit is the collagen. So I love these pictures over here of this lady. For me, this speaks about me, actually, because I found that what she's gone through has also happened in my life. She looks absolutely stunning. But when you look at her on day one, you can see that she's tired. She's got bags. She's tired. She's listless. She's tired. Life is a struggle. 42 days later, you can see that everything's lifted. She started lifting her face, her jaw, everything started lifting. A year later, what struck me were her eyes. The eyes, they say, are the window of the soul. And if I look at her eyes, yeah, you can see that she is happy within herself. And that's what we need to talk about a little bit later. We need to understand ourselves before others, because otherwise we can't share. And this is the same lady in a beautiful blue dress at 60. Yeah. No, at 70, sorry.
70. Yeah,
Day
she's
one,
70.
she was 68.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Day one, she was 68. 2 years later, this was when she was 70. She looks like a rock star. I mean, really. What would you say about that, eh?
Yep. That's what as David Schmidt says. It's not anti-aging, it's age reversal. Absolutely
Reversal.
amazing. Amazing.
I love that lady. Now, I'm on several groups. And I think what most of our brand partners miss, not all of us, but a lot of brand partners miss, is that the X39 is the flagship of LifeWave. Why is it the flagship of LifeWave? Because it's the stem cell activator. It is doing something that many of the other Pfizer's and pharmaceutical companies would kill for. All right. The race has been on for about 20 years, isn't it, Chris? It's about 20, 25 years now that the race has been on. They are the espionage and the in-house fighting and yes. So this X39 is our foundation patch. It's our foundation patch because this is the one that actually helps our body reset, recover, and it pluralizes. In other words, it becomes specialized. So when you get patched, and you get patched like I patched Joss for his shaking arm because he's got Parkinson, and the arm was very painful. And I patched Joss for his shaking hand because I was very sorry for him. He was not in a good condition. We were looking for a wheelchair and we were looking for permanent caregivers because he was really struggling. His mental focus was not here. He actually wasn't present for a very long time. And when we patched him, nothing happened to that hand. That hand kept on shaking. And 4 days later, my husband walks through the door and I'm recovering from passing all these stones, right? So I'm not feeling pretty bright myself. And my husband walks into this office and he turns around and he says to me, "Hello, darling." I mean, seriously, Chris, I get very emotional because I can't believe that my husband came back. My husband became present. He was here. He recognized his reality here, not in some like Alzheimer's, dementia, all those diseases where they really aren't present. The reality isn't here. And it showed me that what this patch does is when it releases the copper peptides, it is like a heat-seeking missile. It knows what the body needs to heal. So you're not curing anything. You're just activating your own body's helper to go and fix whatever else it thinks it is wrong. The next thing it worked on with Joss is his heart, actually. And 18 months later, he is now not shaking so much.
Yep.
So,
I know. I remember in the beginning versus now, I've watched the changes. It's absolutely amazing. And
and it,
and
and it
you know,
was
the only
nothing like me, Chris. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And the only thing that you guys changed was the patch. You know,
Only thing.
I've had somebody that they got onto the patches and they got results. They got results, right? And then they turned around and said, no, you know what? I don't think it could be the patches. The medication that I've been on for the last 4 years, I think it's finally starting to do what the medication, what the doctor said it's meant to do. I said, whoa, just stop a second here. That medication you've been taking for 4 years has done nothing. They go, yeah, no, it's done nothing. So the only thing that you've changed in 4 years is you started using the patches. And they go, yes. And your body, you've started to improve. And they go, yes. But you don't think it's the patches. No, no, I think the medication is finally starting to work now. I just shook my head and I thought, oh my hat. I didn't actually even know what to answer. So, and you know where this comes from? Programming. It's years and
No,
years of
yes.
programming and conditioning. And, this comes from the pharmaceutical industry. And, this is what we get told. And I can see Johnny nodding his head there. That's we get put into these boxes and, you got to do this, you take the tablets and it's the only thing that we know. And this is something completely different. And it's just beautiful to see when the patches do something, but the people even still cannot believe that a little sticker can do it. So when you spoke earlier on just now, we're talking about spiritual growth as well. So there's the spiritual aspect where you've actually got to have a little bit of faith, a little bit of
A
faith.
little bit of faith.
Yeah.
And I think as well, we need to love our bodies. We need to love our spirits. Our spirits inside us, we can call it whatever we want. We'll go there just now. But at the end of the day, self-love, and I'm not talking weird stuff, but self-love and recognition of self is so important because otherwise you can't recognize it in anybody else. And then you can't share it. And if you
Yeah.
can't share it, it's very
No,
difficult to make it about them because
completely.
I want to share with everybody because it's about them. It's not about me. It's
Yeah.
about them
Yeah.
and the product and what I can do for them. And so
No,
for me,
completely.
I think the
Completely.
biggest lesson, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I agree with you.
So
And Joss has put
actually,
on weight now. Joss,
mhm. So I actually want to
go on.
shift straight into the next side because we've covered quite a lot. A lot of people have watched the presentations. They understand the product. There's so many resources. But what I want to get into with you is the other aspect of LifeWave. And we're talking about helping people on every level, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And then number 5, financially because just before the call, Desiree and I were talking about how the world changed during the pandemic. This world completely got turned upside down, and a lot of people they haven't even got their heads above water yet. They've just been trying to survive, and a lot of people have been playing catch up. And there a lot of people out there are battling financially. I was on the phone to my brother. He lives in the UK. He's been there for 20 years. And he said, Chris, the cost of living is just going up. They say that inflation is 9.2%. And my brother said, no, 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 no. When he goes to the shop and he works it out, things are going up by 25 to 30%. And my brother put two and two together. He said, Chris, but my income has not gone up, not even by 9.2% inflation rate that they're talking about, right? We know that it's
Great.
more than 9.2% inflation. But even at that level, his income had an increase of like 2.5%. But the inflation has gone up by 9.2, the written inflation. But in reality, things have gone up by 20%. And my brother said, where do you find the money? You can't just let the money doesn't just come out of thin air. It's got to come from somewhere. And if you doing your job, as Albert Einstein says, doing the same thing day in and day out and expecting a different result is the heart of insanity. And that's what happens when you are in a job scenario. We all know what job stands for. Job stands for just over broke.
Just over broke.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the entrepreneurs, like everybody knows my cash flow quadrant over here, E for employee. Then we jump down to self-employed. So Desiree is smiling, you know what I'm talking about. I've been there. Johnny's nodding his head. Self-employed is when you decide to fire your boss and go, okay, I'm doing this on my own. I've been there. Wow. And then you've got to do everything from scratch. Now, in network marketing, the beautiful industry that we are in, you running your own business on another man's capital. So what do I mean by that? David Schmidt, he spent $4.5 million to create this baby. And it took him 10 years. 10 years. So let's talk about patience and perspective here. People come in and go, I'm not a millionaire after 3 months. This doesn't work. David Schmidt took 10 years, not 10 months, 10 years to put this together. And guys, not 4.5 million rand, 4.5 million dollars with a da, dollars. Guys, that's a lot of money. He created the packaging. They've got the plant set in Ireland manufacturing it. They designed the website. They designed the back office. They've done the technology. Everything's done for us. This is like a business in a box. It's on a platter. All we have to do is plug in, use the product, and share it and get paid. That's all we have to do. We don't have to worry about the web designers, delivery, manufacturing, patents, issues, this, that. We don't have to worry about that. This is the easiest hard work you'll ever do, because this is like a little business in a box. It's like a baby mini franchise with no limits, because they think called an exponential growth curve. And I mean, Desiree, we've spoken about this many times. You know, in the network marketing industry, it's a beautiful industry. It's been around for 136 years.
Yes.
So, guys, we've all heard of Amway, Herbalife, Manatech, Young Living, beautiful products out there, beautiful, beautiful products. Network marketing has always got the highest quality of products, but you're always in competition with each other. So you've heard us in our presentations before, where it's like my pill is better than your pill, or my powder is better than your powder. You're always competing with each other. Where we're sitting in the situation where we've got a product that has got 180 patents on it. Nobody can copy this. So this puts us in a complete league of its own. And we've got a product that works. We've got a product that works so quickly. And like I said right in the beginning, David Schmidt had to make a decision 20 years ago how to get this product into the marketplace. And he was going to go the retail route. He was going to put LifeWave onto infomercials, TV, into Walgreens in the USA, which is like our Discount and Walmart clicks. But the problem is, you know, Desiree would agree with me on this point. You know, running your own business, you've got a supply chain. And in a supply chain, a lot of people need to get paid along the way. So by the time the product gets onto the shelf, it's determined by the retailers. this product would be selling for $300 to $400 if it was in the normal retail space. So by putting it in the network marketing industry, you are able to keep the price low, number one. Number two, instead of all the money going into these large corporations' pockets and making a handful of people multimillionaires, right, making these fat cats rich, what network marketing is, it's in its truest form of redistribution of wealth. So that 60% margin, instead of making these companies so much money, that 60% margin goes back to the people, which I think is the most beautiful thing. And, every single one of us have got exactly the same opportunity right in front of us, because this is your own business. And so by taking ownership, hey, Desiree, it's all about taking ownership. This is your own business.
So that's why, on the slide, I'll say, use the product, become a product of the product.
Yeah.
When you've done that, that's your first step. And like in any business, you've got to be informed. Chris, you can't go into a business and sit back and expect the money to rock in. You have to work it, become a student, read, listen, generate income by going out and doing the work. It's called network marketing. All right. So
sit
to be
marketing.
of service to anybody else, it's not net sit marketing, it's network marketing. And yes, initially it's quite difficult because it's a new product. It's different technology to what everybody's used to. Okay. And so you really need to study it. And we are so lucky, Chris. We've got a back office with every kind of information you actually need. So I would recommend anybody that joins the business, get to know your business. Go into your website every single day and learn something. You don't have to spend hours, just learn something, either about how to market or the compensation plan or the products, or how do you do certain things, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Because after all said and done, although the business is in a box and you committed, you have to learn how the thing works. And then once you're plugged in, because you've got amazing resources, you can then start benefiting. And you can grow at the pace you will need to grow. So there's no forced targets. And I think that is one of the most amazing things. So one of the things that we really need to touch on, and I'm not going to touch on it a lot, but we've got 4 streams of income. 4 streams of income. And the first one is retail profits. So there's a little diagram, and I'm sure we've all seen how the retail profits work. And that will be on your 101 compensation plan. And thank you, Chris, putting it together for us. I appreciate it. Then there is the product introduction bonus. What does that mean? When most other multi-level marketing or network marketing companies, they have different systems of remuneration. And often it is uni-level. So you go and have hundreds of people in your front line and just leave them up to their own devices, because you have to keep on targeting, right? Over here, we've got this beautiful slab. We've got an introduction bonus, a product introductory bonus, where we get paid whatever level we're at. We get paid whatever that next person level comes in on. That's so fair. You don't have to be a diamond to get a diamond. You can be just an ordinary bronze, and you can get $200 if you get a diamond to join you. Now that is easy money, actually. The thing is that it is a once-off bonus. So what the company has done, and it's very exciting, is they've got another system that they've actually developed called the binary commission system. And that is an amazing system because everybody's only got two legs. So there's this thing called spillover. There's this thing called strong leg, weaker leg. And when you got your volume points and you've learned the whole system and go through your compensation plan, and if you can't understand it, make sure somebody in your upline or upline's upline helps you through it. Or we have a meeting, Chris, where we can all sit down and go through it again and again until the penny drops. Because I think the binary commission is just amazing. So when the one leg gets to 660 volume points and the other one 330 volume points in your own binary, ha, you get paid $50 US dollars. Thank you very much. So it's important. What happens is to help your line grow. So it's not all about you. It's about the team. And I'll do presentations anywhere for anybody in our team because that is how our team grows. And I want to share this with everybody, Chris. Everybody must understand that this is the most amazing, whether I benefit directly or not, doesn't matter. People need to learn how X39 can change their lives. And then, of course, Wilson always says the matching bonus example is the eighth wonder in network marketing. I must say I haven't understood it 100%, to be honest with you. I've opened up my second level already, but I haven't got to my third level yet. So when I get there, I'm sure I'm going to be as excited as Wilson. The matching bonus, and you go
I'll
3
tell you
levels
what, just looking at this slide in front of you, 4 streams of income. It's the most simple yet most effective compensation plan I've actually ever seen in the industry.
Me too.
And, you know, talking about, you spoke about the word uni-level just now. That's the old way of network marketing. No, the last time I did traditional network marketing was 26 years ago. And that's the structure that I remember. And then I was out of the industry for 22, 23 years. So, you know, now being back in the industry, there's been a couple of changes. When I saw binary, the lights just switched on, absolutely switched on, because it's the most simple thing. You're building 2 legs. You either signing a person up on your right leg, or you're signing a person up on your left leg, and then it just runs down. And you know, don't overcomplicate it. What I would do is, if you haven't watched the Compensation Plan 101 training clip that I did, please do yourself a favor and watch it. It's 42 minutes long, and that's when all the pennies are going to drop. And that's when you're going to get LifeWave insomnia. Now, thank God we got a patch for that. But you're going to get insomnia from excitement. Excitement when you have a look at the potential, because what it is people sharing the same volume on a leg. And like I say, don't feel overwhelmed. It's a lot of information to take in initially, and just do little bite-sized chunks every day. Like, you know, what John Maxwell says,
every day.
You know, you don't do LifeWave all day, but you do LifeWave every day. So you might put in 10 minutes today, but tomorrow you can put in 2 hours. And Saturday you might put in this time or that time. You know, this Saturday we're linking in with the virtual convention at 3:00 in the afternoon till 11:30 at night, free of charge. Just get onto the link, the same link you're on now, free of charge. I bought the ticket for 3,500 Rand, but I'm streaming it for our team on this link for free, starting 3:00 on Saturday. Guys, don't miss it. Don't miss it. It's going to take your mind to another level, because at the end of the day, this business is 90% mindset and 10% ability. 10% ability. And it's all starts over here.
Over here, yes. And the thing is that at the end of the day, it's one of the fairest. I've done multi-level marketing since I was 16, 17 years old. And this is the fairest that I've come across.
Completely.
So the tools available, these are some of them. These are some of the tools that's available to us. And I think what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of training every single day, a little bit of training, because that will give us the power to understand that actually we are equipped to go and with confidence to go and say, oh, you know, what if this patch works for you? What if? It's not going to cure. I don't know what it's going to cure. But what if it does? What if you start feeling better? And I find that approach is much easier than saying, oh, I've got something that I want you to try that just doesn't work. I think, and the other thing is the training, Chris, and I think maybe we should put it on our team again, with Wilson and yourself on approach and communication, because I think a lot of people struggle with that because we're so excited, or we've got this knowledge now that we vomit over people. And I think we need to learn what to say and when to say and when to listen.
Completely. You know, I'll talk about something that happened to me on Monday. I got a message out of the blue from a friend of mine that lives in Canada. I haven't spoken to Dave in 4 years. And he sends me a message and he goes, Chris, I'm so intrigued. I see you running around all over the place, patching this, patching that. What are these patches all about? What are they all about? He sent that to me on Messenger. So I said to him, is your WhatsApp number still the same? He said, yes, it is. I said, I'm going to send you a voice note. And all I did was I sent Dave a voice note. And I said, hey, Dave, geez, it's been 4 years since we haven't spoken. I hope you're keeping well. Yeah, just very quickly on the patches. It's a stem cell reactivation patch. Reactivate your stem cells. And my goodness gracious, the things that it works, it helps with pain, arthritis, blood pressure, anxiety, you name it. And very quickly, I got into the patches 18 months ago. I was in a deep and dark hole. I was in depression. I had brain fog. 5 days later, my life changed. My mom's life changed in 3.5 months. And this is where I'm at right now. So, Dave, what I'm going to do, this is in a voice note. It was 3.5 minutes long. I said to you, I'm going to send you 3 video clips and a website to have a look at. And then once you've had a look at that, please get back to me and let's have a chat. Straight after the voice note, I sent him the 3-minute clip that we play at the end of the presentation. I sent him this is at info.com. I sent him Hoplap, the 2-minute video clip of the little dog, little sausage dog. And then the last thing I sent him was the 9-minute clip by Dr. Harmon. That's all I did. Sent him those 4 things. Can you see I didn't overwhelm him with a half-an-hour clip and a 45-minute clip? I gave him a 3, and I told him, this is a 3-minute clip, a 2-minute clip. Look at this website, and here's a 9-minute clip. It's bite-sized chunks. Guys, do you know what self-discipline? I was talking to Lucinda. I said, now this is self-discipline. I had to hold myself back because I'm thinking, just maybe I should send him. Oh, hang on a second, that one of David Schmidt. Oh, and I'm itching. I'm itching. I want to send him the one with the doctors where David Schmidt talks. I want to send him a bit of stuff on Stephen Gina. I want to send him another testimony. I thought, Chris, just breathe, sit back. And that's all I sent him and left it. 45 minutes later, Dave sends me a WhatsApp and goes, I've just watched this. Oh my goodness gracious, this looks exciting. When can we have a chat? Sent him a voice note. And I said, I'm going to send you one more thing in the meantime to have a look at tonight, because now he's given me permission. He's asked for more info. Now I sent the clip of David Schmidt talking to healthcare professionals, the 36-minute clip. He was ready for it because he'd already gone through those ones. Then I could up it. I could turn the heat up a little bit, right? And then, yes, we had a Zoom call yesterday. It was so cool. I did the presentation, just a personal one-on-one. I opened up the PowerPoint, did a very casual presentation with him, took 45 minutes, and he said, I'm joining at Platinum. Please send me your link, and I'm going to register on Sunday. There we go. Did I sell? Did I do any selling? I didn't sell at all. All I did was shared what this has done. You know, when people say to me, yeah, but I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to sell. I say, thank God, because this is not about selling, guys.
Selling.
This is all about sharing. That's all it is. There was no sales involved. All I did was share this, share that, share. And I learned this from George and Harvey. Become a pointsman. That's all I did. I was just a pointsman. And then when the person signs up, I'm putting a checklist together of what you need to be. You got to be on this group, be here, do this, do that, and just wear everything to help you get started. And then exactly the same thing, the process starts. It's a process within a process. And then this is how you help your people. You get onto Zoom calls with any people and you do the work for them. So, guys, this is just the most exciting thing. This is all about duplication, and it's all about, this is a copycat business, but just make sure you're copying the right cat. Let's copy the right cat.
Yes. Exactly, Chris. So I'm going to ask if you could do us a favor.
Yes, of course.
We're all in group 333.
Yes.
So would it be possible to send those clips onto 333 in that order, and then your little checklist?
It's all
That will
coming
be our
next
little
week.
foundation.
No, it's up the
Okay, it's coming
sleeve. Yeah,
next
no, it's
week.
there. Yeah, no, it's coming. It's coming.
Thank you.
I'm just formalizing it now, putting it into into a way that you could follow it step by step. I'm
Yes.
putting the recipe in place, and when you're talking about having a recipe, at the end of the day, every single one of us can make a chocolate cake, right? You can follow a recipe, but Desiree gives me her recipe, and Chris gets too smart. And I think, no, 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 no. Desiree, I want more cocoa and I want quite a bit more sugar. I don't need that much butter. And you telling me that I need 3 eggs. I don't want to put 3 eggs. I want to put 2. Well, at the end of the day, I'll get a chocolate cake, but it's not going to taste as nice as yours. You know why? Because I didn't follow the recipe. Yes, I'll get chocolate cake, but it's going to taste crappy. It's not going to taste as nice as yours. And that's what a recipe is. Just follow the recipe step by step, and you can't go wrong. That's what I'm going to be putting in place. So next week, I've got a lot to do. I'm going to be updating the toolbox. That's the previous page. I'm glad you got the toolbox there. I'm updating the toolbox. What I just spoke about now, I'm formalizing it. And I've got another little tool that I'm putting in place that's going to help every single one of us from a resources point of view. So every single thing will be at the tip of at our fingertips. A lot of people say to me, Chris, they ask me for something and 30 seconds later, you've got it. Then they ask me for this, 30 seconds later, you got it. Now, Chris, where do you get, how do you have it? How do you get it all so quickly? All right. I've got my folders, I've got my color notes, I've got everything on my phone. It's not about how quickly can I get the info to you. It's how quickly can all of you get the info to people. So I'm taking everything from here, my stuff, and I'm putting it all into a directory type of thing where every single person will be able to do it as quick as me and have access to everything systematically. So a lot of stuff is coming in the next week or two. So I've got a lot of work in the background.
Well, so Carol and I have been working quite hard in doing something similar, actually. We've we've created a glossary for the language, because you need to learn the language and not to make mistakes, like say cure. You need to understand that. And we've also had files on the various products, so that we know that the SP6 is not just for slimming. SP6 is hormone balancing, actually. So we're putting all that information together, and maybe we can start sharing, whoever needs whatever. And in that way, we can be better versed in the
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
No,
completely.
So this slide over here is a very interesting slide, and I love this slide. I've got several of these energy pictures. And if you look at them and you go, oh, it's not what I'm used to, you know. And then I'll say to you, have a look at an X-ray or scan. Have a look at a scan. If you don't want to look at something like this, this is just energy imposed. So many people along the way, the Chinese, a lot of the Russians, a lot of the Americans have all got onto quantum. Now, what quantum healing means energetic healing. And we all work on energy. So the energy is just an indication that we are light beings. And we have this beautiful body that clothes this light being. And we have to look after all of it holistically. Because if we have a sick spirit, okay, it reflects in our mind. And if we say, for instance, in depression, chronic depression, okay, we can't heal our bodies because we don't have the will and we don't have the discipline. And so for me, I did a reflexology course in 1985, I think it was, and learned about energy. And I helped my son's heart heal. Kenneth had a hole in his heart, and he was chosen for the swimming team in Raleigh in the USA, Special Olympics swimming team. And then they sent me a message to say he has to go for a medical because they're worried about his stamina. And it sounds as if there's something wrong with the heart. And very pleased to say, in 1999, Kenneth went over, the hole actually closed. And he represented South Africa in 1999 in Raleigh. And he came second, third, and fourth against 100 and odd countries. So that's where I learned about frequency, your inner light, your inner energy. You can call it your spirit. You can call it your soul, whatever you feel comfortable with. All I know is it's God-given, and the light shines through your eyes. It shines through your skin. It's called glowing. I'm often told I'm glowing. What makeup are you wearing? I'm not wearing any makeup, actually. No skin, anything. But you're glowing. Yes, I'm glowing. I'm hydrated. I've touched my energy. I'm praising. I'm grateful. I'm thankful.
Yep.
I've gotten away from this thing called entitlement. Instant gratification doesn't work, Chris. We've seen it over how many years? After how many operations? Doesn't
Yeah.
work.
And Desiree, what you're talking about is not all woo-woo stuff. When we talk about frequency, this is scientifically proven,
Yes.
scientifically.
Yes.
And
Yes.
at the end of the day, everything resonates at a certain frequency.
Frequency.
The plastic bottle, this pen, everything's got its own frequency, and so does our words. So that's why the words that come out of our mouth are so important. There's a beautiful book called Hung by the Tongue. If you knew how powerful your words are, you wouldn't say another negative word, because you create your own reality by what you speak. So this is also holistically interconnected. And once you get into frequencies, so to speak, once you start getting onto the patches, we're raising the consciousness of the planet. And because everything is interconnected, say to people, once you get onto the patches, get your pen out, get your good old-fashioned pen out, and get that piece of paper, get that exam pad, and just write down a couple of people's names. And really, when you write the name down, just put a bit of thought into it. And do you know how many times you send a person a message and they say, Chris, I was literally just thinking about you. This will happen more and more often when you start tuning in. That's what we talk about, tune in. It's like a radio station. You got to tune in a little bit. So no, I'm glad that you put the slide at the end. And yeah, we're going to finish off now. I think we've just gone over the hour, so we'll finish in the next
Are
couple
we
of
finished
minutes.
now?
Are we finished now? No, I'll let you quickly finish this last slide,
We
because
finished.
we started with
We've gone into
gratitude.
recognition.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And I love it because you started with gratitude right in the beginning. And I love the way that you finished it off with gratitude, which is so important because you can only receive more when you're grateful for what you already have. And when you start to understand that life is a gift, life is a gift. And, you've got the past, the present, and the future. Live in the present because life
In the
is
present.
a present. And just be grateful for every day that we have on this planet, and be grateful that we have the resources, and that life wave has crossed our path to give us healthy living back. It's one thing getting old. I don't want to be old and tired and in pain. I don't mind getting old if I'm still healthy. That's the difference. And
Mm.
you know, at the end of the day, in finishing off, is, the two sides of what LifeWave can give you. We can help you with your backache, and we can help you with your bank ache, with two things.
Welcome to my
And
tribe.
yep. And guys, at the end of the day, if you think about the word health and wealth, many of you guys might have heard me say this already. The word health and wealth, they look very similar. They sound the same. They look the same. It's only an H and a W that's different. Do you think that's coincidence? No, it's not. Health and wealth are interconnected, because if you don't have your health, I mean, you can be a multi-billionaire. You can have all the money in the world. It means absolutely nothing unless you've got your health. But at the end of the day, you can have all the health in the world, but you'll end up on the side of the street. And people are going to change their relationship to money, because this comes from programming, and people are not worthy of receiving money. But when I get so many people say, "Oh, Chris, the money is not important to me. I just want to help people." Yes, of course, we all want to help people. But if money is not important to you, I tell you what, let's just take your money away for 3 months. But I'm talking take it all away. And let's see how things are in 3 months' time. Guys, money is important. It's, as Zig Ziglar says, it's right up there with air. It's right up there with air,
Right up
because
there with you.
the beautiful thing with money is energy. Money needs to flow, and it's the good that you can do with money. And I've seen many of our brand partners that are earning good money. And do you know what every single one of these people are doing? And I've witnessed it with my own eyes. Every single one of us take a certain percentage, and that's what we help with people that just don't have the money. There's a lot of us that pay for patches for people. It's what we do in the background. People don't see what we do in the background. People that just can't afford it, we get them patched. People that want to do the business, there's people that we will help get into the business and get them back on their feet. That's what this community is all about. It's not just about patches and money, guys. It's about community, and it's about helping our fellow human beings to become what they want to become. So this is much bigger. And you'll only know this once you start to plug in and get involved in the community and get involved with us. I think you'd agree with me on that point. Hey, Desiree?
Yeah, and we're all swimming in the same direction, and there isn't this terrible competition. We all want to help each other, and we don't have this in a lot of companies, they'll walk over you to get what they want. And here we all just work together, As I said, if, I do the same and you do the same, we all help each other. This is what it's all about. And I learned something. I was chairperson of child welfare for Midrand for a long time. And I was always known as a philanthropist. But my husband was a pilot, so we weren't struggling, and when Josh lost his job in 2015, suddenly I realized you cannot be a philanthropist and be poor. Can't.
Yep. Got you. Got you.
So I
So,
just want to say thank you very much.
thank you, Desiree. thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you shared with everybody tonight. That's what I love about these Thursday evening trainings. We're sharing about what we learn and what we do on a daily basis. And I hope that every single one of you on the call got a nugget or two out of tonight that can just help you on this beautiful journey moving forward. So, Desiree, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for taking the time out. And see you all on the call on Saturday. Saturday,
Yes,
3 o'clock in the
thank you.
afternoon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Log in. We're going to hit the 100 limit. We're going to hit the 100 people limit. But don't worry, Chris has made a plan. I've linked it to our YouTube channel. The link will go out, and then you'll be watching that as well. So there's no limit. So all of us can be on. So get your popcorn ready, lots of coffee, because it's going to go on till 11:30 at night. So see you guys all on the call on Saturday. Cannot wait. So from my side, good night. God bless. Desiree,
God
thank you
bless.
so much. It was absolutely, I had so much fun sharing the screen with you. It was an absolute honor. Okay, guys,
Thank you very
enjoy.
much,
See
Mark.
you
Honor
all.
for me too. Bye.
See you all.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.